make it slightly bigger. Alright. Okay, so let's look at question 2 first. So question 2, okay, let me go through just, okay, you look at your work, then you compare your solution to my way of doing this question, then you see which one is better. Okay, if your method and my method is the same, then good. Okay, so first question. So is you have this 2a, which is what, 2x over 3, then plus the x over 5 equals to 13. Okay, so I think there are a few methods to solve this. I think one of the method I prefer is always to make the denominator the same, right? Right? Am I right? Why? Because I think you can see that you have the first fraction, the second fraction, okay, and then you have a whole number. And in fact, you can change the whole number to a fraction. So if you change this whole number to a fraction, what do you get? 13 over 1. Very good. Okay, so always if you get a whole number 13, you can change 13 to a fraction is 13 over 1. So you have 3 fractions. When you have 3 fractions, so it makes sense for you to make the denominator the same, right? How do you make the denominator the same? So you don't skip steps. Show your steps at the start, especially. So what's the common denominator you choose?
15.
Very good. So you choose 15, so you times a 5 here. Just write it down, okay? Write it down. Okay, so what do you end up with? So the first term you end up with 10x, 15, then you have 3x, 15 equals to, can you tell me 13 times 15, what's the answer? $15 times 13, 195. Right? Right?
Yeah.
So 195. Okay, so once you get this, okay, so I want to tell you one very important thing here. Can you see that there is an equal sign here? So if this is an equation, so this is an equation. Because this is an equation, that's why you can cancel the 15. Okay? So when you cancel the 15, you end up with 10x plus 3x on the left, equal sign, and then on the right is 195. So this whole thing is called the left hand side, LHS, and then this is called the right hand side. That's how I use the terms here. Then this is 13x, and then of course you have this 195. How do you get x? So you divide by 13, right? Then you divide by 13, right? So 15. The answer is 15. Right? Did you get 15? Did you use this method?
I add the 2 fraction first.
Okay, that's also one way. Okay, so good. I'm going to teach you the second method. Okay? So first thing first, do you understand this method? Do you understand this method? Okay, so you do this. Okay, next, the other method you can use is like yours. So instead of, let me just erase this first. Oh, actually I can do this. I'm sorry. Hold on. I should use this. Okay, so basically you have 13 here, right? Okay, so you don't want to make the denominator the same throughout. That's called throughout. Throughout means left and right. So you just want to combine these two first, right? So you want to combine these two, so you will get this 10x over 15. Then you have this 3x over 15. And then you have 13 here, right? And then after that, you combine these, you will get 13x above, right? And then you have 15 here, and then you get 13 here, right? So can you see that you have left and right, and actually you can change your 13 to a fraction. So with this, you can use the cross multiplication method, right? Cross multiplication. Can you still remember the name? Cross multiplication. So once you have cross multiplication, right, then you just do this. So your left 15 times 13 is 195, right?
Yeah.
Then this will be 13x. So how do you get x? You divide by 13, right? So you get 15. So this is another way. Alright, so this method is also accepted. Okay, so can I ask you another question? What if I have 2x over 3 plus x over 5? How do you do this question? You do the same thing, you combine the fraction by making the denominator the same, right? How? You times the 5 here, you times the 3 here, right? So what do you end up with for the first one? You get 10x over 15, you get 3x over 15. So now you end up with 13x over 15, right?
Yeah.
Or can you delete the denominator? Therefore the answer is 13x. Can you do this? It's 13x. Can you do this? Can you delete the 15?
Yeah.
Then the answer is 13x. Can you?
Yeah.
Yes. Wrong. Do you know why you cannot delete the 15 here? Wow, you can delete the 15 here. Let's do a comparison. How is these two questions different from each other? How is these two questions different from each other? Or is there a difference? This one and this one.
The right side got 1 equals to 13.
Very good. Then the left hand side. Okay. So when you have an equal sign, this is called an equation. You have no equal sign here, right? So what is this called? Do you know? It's called an expression. Okay? When you have an expression and when you have an equation, so when you have an equation, you can. But when you have an expression, you cannot. So for expression, you cannot delete the denominator. Just like the technique just now. Okay? So when you have an equation, you can. So how do you differentiate an expression from an equation? You look at the equal sign. When there is an equal sign, it's called an equation. Then you can delete the denominator. Okay? When you have an expression, you cannot delete. So when you have an expression, there is no equal sign, right? So no equal sign means it's an expression. Okay? So these are the two features. Okay? So same thing. You just need to give yourself a simple example. Okay? So this is 3 over 6. This is 4 over 6. Then you end up with 7 over 6. So the answer is 1 and 1 over 6. Right? So can you delete the 6 like, oh, can you delete the 6 here? If you delete the 6 here, you get what? You get 7. 3 plus 4. So you mean this is equal to 7? So by giving yourself this simple example, you can tell that the expression here, you cannot delete the 6, right? You cannot delete the 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So that is how you convince yourself. For expression, you cannot delete the denominator. For equation, you can. Are you convinced now? Are you convinced now? A lot of students make this mistake. A lot of students make this mistake. I hope you don't make this mistake. Are you clear? Okay, good. So, I will just pick one of the question and then I will not talk about question 2 anymore because I find that even though question 2 has 6 questions, but there are similar approach. Do you agree? Similar approach. Okay, which question you have problem with for 2? Or you have no problem with all? Question 2. Or which one you want me to go through? You have 2A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah. I have gone through 2A already. So, one more. F. You want me to talk? F is simple. Straight away. What do you think? What method you use first? Correct. This one actually is so simple. Cross multiplication. So I do the left arrow first. So before you do, right, can I suggest you to like put down the multiply first? Don't jump step. Put down the multiply first. I have talked about why I use the dot here, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't want to confuse myself with the letter X. So once you have this, then show yourself the arrow. 25x plus 5, and then 28x minus 7, right? And then the next step is you group similar terms, right? So before you group similar term, the next step is always underline similar term first, right? Then wavy line for letter. And I hope when you underline similar term, you underline similar term with the sign. We talked about this many times since P6, right? So the plus sign belongs to the 5, right? The minus sign belongs to the 7. So the next step is, what do you want to do? So you want to bring over, right? So you want to bring the x to the left side, or you want to bring the x to the right side? What do you decide? So you tell me, which one you want to move? 25. You want to move 25x to that side? Yeah. Okay, good. So don't skip step at first. Always show your step. Meaning, okay, I block out this 25x. I want to show myself, okay, I'm going to move it behind. Behind or front? You want to put it in front of 28x or behind? Behind. Okay, good. So when you say 25x behind, you better show your arrow is behind. Are you clear? So since you want to move the 25x to that side, so I'm guessing you want to move the minus 7 to the left, right? So what do you end up with? Okay, so plus 5, stationary, that means not moving. Minus 7, when you move over, becomes plus. Yes, so always remember, when you move things over means what? Over the equal sign, okay? When you move things over, minus becomes plus. So minus 7 becomes plus 7. 28x, not moving. 25x, since I move it over, 25x becomes minus 25x. Are you clear? So simple. So it's 3x equals to 12. So 3x equals to 12. So 12 equals to 3x. How do you get x? Divide by 3, right? So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Do you get x equals to 4? Or did you make a mistake somewhere? What's your answer first?
I made a mistake somewhere.
Yo, where is your... Okay, what's your answer?
-6.
Okay, good. So can you tell me where you make a mistake? You can compare now. You can compare. Like, did you use this method? Like, move things over.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me? So, are you right until this step? Are you correct until this step? You make a mistake already. You copy the question wrongly, or I copy the question wrongly? This is plus 1. The question is minus 5. So it's minus 5 or plus 1?
Plus 1.
Yeah. So you copy the question wrongly. So you copy the question wrongly, of course you end up with the wrong answer, right? Right? Does it make sense? So let me just zoom in a bit. So how come you copy the question wrongly? 2 what? 这题 Okay, so basically you make a mistake here. You copy the question wrongly. It should be plus 1. I don't know why you get minus 5. Okay? over here. Can you see? Okay. So let me just follow your different question and see if you're right. So you okay, minus. Okay. Okay, good. So it's minus 18. Okay, good. So if I follow your this question and then your answer is correct, but too bad you copy the question wrongly. And by the way, I think for the past few lessons, I start to observe that you keep copying wrong questions. And by the way, did I give you a lot of homework or not? I think quite reasonable, right? Okay. You give me the entire page, I just pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quite reasonable, right? Like 7 to 10 questions in the entire week. Is it reasonable? Is it reasonable? If it's reasonable, then how come you still copy it wrongly? You better do some self-reflection. You are in Sec 2 already, right? You still copy question wrongly. Not once, not once. A few times. Can you stop this kind of copy also copy wrongly? Can you? 可以吗? Alright? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, okay, good. So, I'm done with question 2. Okay, I have shown you 2 methods. Right? The first one is make the denominator the same throughout. Right? And then delete the denominator. Then, of course, the second one is use cross multiply. Alright? Okay, good. So, let's go to 4. Okay, 4 is algebra question. So it says the width W of a television screen. Okay, so when you do this question, I think it's good that you somehow sketch the television screen out. So the width is which part? Which one is the width? The side one or the below one? Okay, over here they talk about width and height. So which one is the width? Which one is the height? So W and H. How do you assign the W? The W is the side one or the below one? The H is the side one or the below one?
The W is the below one.
The below one, okay. You can speak a bit louder, but not too loud. Then of course this is the height lah. Okay, so always give yourself a. Did you give yourself?
I didn't draw
You didn't draw. Okay, I think it's better for you to draw it out because once you draw it out, you have some image for you to do, so that it helps you to digest the question. So next time, please draw it out, sketch it out, simple sketch. No need to use a pencil. I mean, if you want to use a ruler, it's fine, but very quick sketch. So it says what? The width is 10 cm shorter. The width is 10 cm shorter than the height. So this is the English statement, right? How do you express this in mathematics? So W is means equal 10 cm shorter than H. So means what? 10 minus H or H minus 10?
H minus 10.
Very good. Why not 10 minus H?
Because W is shorter.
Yeah.
Than H.
No, I'm asking why not 10 minus H? Why must H minus 10? Why not 10 minus H? Why not the other way around? How do you decide? Give yourself a simple example. I have $3. So I need to have a person to have more. Charmaine has 6. So that means I have $3 less than Charmaine, right? Does it make sense? So I equal to Charmaine, right? So 3 minus Charmaine or Charmaine minus 3 for this example. Which one? 3 minus Charmaine or Charmaine minus 3? Charmaine is 6.
The second one.
So you choose Option 2, right? So if you give yourself this simple example, then you already let yourself know I should use h minus 10. So it's not this. Are you clear? Are you clear? So if you have written down this mathematics representation, so that means this w is no longer w, but is h minus 10, right? Because of this. Are you clear? Are you clear? So now, let's do a question. It says, write down an equation involving w and h. Done. This is the first. This is your part A. For part A. Which is this question. Did you get this? Or you don't understand the question? What's your answer?
No.
4A. 4A, what they want? They say write down, right? Can you see? 4A, let me just get the question. Oh, you don't understand the question? Okay, so 4A, right? 4A, write down an equation involving W and H. So, hold on, let me just get this into the... Okay, so if you look at this, right? Write down an equation involving W and H. Can you see? This is an equation, right? Involving means have W and H. Done. Oh, you don't understand the question? Do you understand the question? Do you know what the question is asking? Yes or no?
They want an equation.
Yeah, which has W and H. Remember what's the relationship? But I don't see W and H in your work at all. Then how do you think your answer is correct? How do you think your answer is correct? In that sense. Then of course next is simple. So it says if the height of the television screen is 53.6. So the height is 53.6, right? So that means your h is no longer h. Your h becomes 53.6, right?
Yeah.
Then what's the width? How do you get the width?
Minus.
Just minus, right? So it's no need 43.6 cm. So that's how you get these two parts. Are you clear? Did you get the second part
No.
correct? You times 10. When you times 10? When you times? Area, right? Area of the rectangle is length times?
Breadth.
Yes. So when you time?
Area.
When you ask for the area. Are they asking for the area in this question? Not at all, right? Not at all, right? Am I right? So that means if next time you get a questions like this. Hold on, What is this?
A triangle.
Very good. This is called a?
Base.
Very good. So this is called the base. Then let's draw the height. You know how to get the height, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I don't want to talk much. So if I tell you the height is longer, 3 cm longer than the base. So can you, question A, can you form an equation? Base is equal, h is 3 cm longer than the base. Can you change this statement into mathematics? So h is equal. So what's the 3 cm longer than base? So what's the expression? What's the equation? 3 cm longer than the base. Base is b.
3
minus 3 minus the base. Is it correct? Three cm longer than the base. Longer doesn't mean plus. Longer doesn't mean minus. Think. So what's the meaning of this? H is 3 cm longer than the base. That means H is 3 cm more than the base. You want to give yourself a simple example? Three cm longer. You don't understand? Do you understand? Oh, okay, good. Then you give yourself a simple example. This is the base. This is the height. This is the height. So they say what? Height is 3 cm longer than the base. Repeat. Repeat. You don't repeat, that means this statement never sink into your mind, that means you will never understand it. Repeat. Just repeat my statement. What's the statement?
Height is 3 cm longer than the base.
Repeat. It has to sink in. If it doesn't sink in, it doesn't register. Repeat.
Height is 3 cm longer than the base.
Repeat one more time.
Height is 3 cm longer than the base.
Okay, good. Then now. Sink in already? Sink in already or not? This is the base, this is the height. So that means the height must be 3 cm longer. So does this make sense or not?
No.
So it must be longer than the blue one, right?
Yeah.
Longer by how much?
3 cm.
Very good. So now I ask you, this is the H, right? Right?
Yeah.
This is the base, right? So base, H is equal to how do you get H? Now you look at the screen. B and then plus the
3.
yes, this portion plus this portion, right? Then give you the entire H, right? Does it make sense? That's how you decide. That's how you decide. So similarly, just now, the question. You have the screen, right? You have the W, you have the H, right? The width and the height. And then you say the height is, what they say? The height is, the W, they say the W. Are you okay or not? You start to touch your eyes, fidgeting already. Are you okay? Okay, they say the width is 10 cm shorter than height. The width is 10 cm shorter than height. So what you do? Give yourself a simple example. Width and height. Okay, Then okay, number one, let me ask myself, does this diagram make sense or not? The width is 10 cm shorter than h. So my width shorter than h or not?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that means this diagram makes sense. After that, shorter by how much?
10.
10 cm. So that means this part is 10 cm, right? Right?
Yeah.
So that means if this is the h, so h is equal to the blue one, which is the width,
Yeah.
plus the plus or minus?
Plus.
Plus 10 cm, right? So does it make sense? How you form the equation next time? That's how you form the equation next time. So therefore, if I go back to the question, just now it says h is longer than the base. Longer by how much? 3 cm, right? So that's why I form this equation. That's next time, so that's how you form the equation. So once you form this equation, h is equal to b plus 3. h is equal to b plus 3. So your answer is wrong, huh? h is b plus 3. Are you clear? So if they ask b is equal to what? So since h is equal to b plus 3, so b is equal to, you look at the diagram, so b is equal to, the base is here, so the b is equal to what? Based on this diagram, I want to ask b is equal to h plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus the 3. Both are correct. Both are correct. Can you see when you plus, when you minus, longer doesn't mean plus, longer doesn't mean minus. It depends, right? So how do you decide? You look at the diagram. So here, so b is equal to h minus 3, or h is equal to b plus 3. Both are correct. Both are correct. Okay, so that's the first question. So now, if they ask for, just now what they asked for if h is 10, what is b? So which one you use? This or this? Which one you use to find the b? One or two? Just pick one. Just now I said both are correct, right?
Yeah.
But which one is easier? H is now 10, right? So h is 10. Which one is easier for you to find b? One or two? This one?
One.
So if one is easier, right? Okay, good. Choose one. So what is b?
7.
Yeah. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Okay. So that's how you do this question. Alright? So, good. Question 5. Inequality. Okay, before we do inequality, I want to ask you, what did we talk about inequality? There is a very, very important, you don't need to lock in. There is a very, very important rule I ask you to memorize. What's that? What's that rule? Can you show me your 5C answer?
5C.
Yes. What's 5C? 这题 right? The answer is? Wow, what is this?
Yeah, I messed up the line.
So, no, can I ask you, so this is, what sign is it?
It's that way.
Okay, can you write it properly? I mean, you just write now. I'm confused. And by the way, you never ever get yourself into like ambiguous situation. Meaning like, oh, I can't even read this is a bigger or smaller. What's your stylus? So the sign remain the same. Can you knock your head once? This is the rule I asked you to memorize. What rule is that? There is a rule for inequality. Never mind. Did you watch my video or not? Double check. How many times you watch the video? I don't need you to watch it 10 times, but how many times?
I haven't watched. I was busy with school.
No excuse. No excuse. Okay, one of my students, okay,
But I refer to the.
they always have, okay, never mind first. So, one of my students, he always have this habit. After the lesson, right, let's say the tuition is on Sunday. After the tuition, right, he will spend like 2 hours to quickly watch the lesson again, to note down the important concepts. Can you carry out this habit as well? Because he say, after the lesson, he has a fresh memory of what is happening. So it's better for him to quickly watch the lesson again and note down the important concepts. Okay? You refer, there is no use. You know why? You refer, it means when you refer things means you are telling yourself you have not understood it.
No, I go to the chamber and then I take out
Okay.
the notebook and then I see got important point there.
So that means you didn't catch the important. I mean, there is a rule for the inequality. That means you didn't catch that. By the way, why not watch the video? Why go to the chamber? By the way, do you know that you can actually speed up your, you can actually put your video at 2 times speed or 3 times speed? Do you know that?
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it at 1 time. So let's say if 1 time is 2 hours, 2 times will be 1 hour. Do you know? Let's say if you watch the video, a 2-hour video at 1 time speed, if you increase the speed 2 times, the time will reduce to 1 hour. Does it make sense to you? You want to speed up, right? Okay, so there is a rule for inequality is when you times or divide by negative number, what's going to happen?
The sign
Yeah.
switch.
Yes, or reverse. Reverse or switch the sign. And I remember I asked you to repeat a few times. Repeat 3 times on the spot now.
There's a rule for in
You don't have to read the statement, just the rule itself.
when there is
Wait, you don't understand the English?
when you times
Ah.
or divide
Mm.
by negative number,
What?
the sign must switch or reverse.
Okay, good. Can you repeat this statement 1 or 2 more times so that it sinks into your mind?
When
You need to digest.
when you times or divide by negative number, reverse or switch the sign.
Okay, good. So what have you done here for this question?
I divide
We divide by?
negative 7,
Good. Divide by -7, so that means you divide by a?
negative number,
Okay, good. So when you divide a number, quickly what?
switch the
Yes.
sign.
Okay? Switch the sign first. So you get -3, right? So that's the answer. Okay? We divide by -7, right? How come you get 3? You are allowed to use calculator, okay?
This one
What are you waiting for?
I never use calculator
You never use calculator.
because
Okay.
21.
很好，很好。You trust your brain. You trust your brain. Okay, good. I don't trust your brain. If I can use my calculator, I don't trust my own brain as well. I don't trust my mental calculation because I know my mental calculation sometimes it doesn't work, especially if I have too many things to remember. You don't want to use your calculator, I will confiscate your calculator. Then next time your mom asks, where's your calculator? I said confiscate. Why? Because my teacher confiscate my calculator because I don't use my calculator. That's why my teacher says it's not needed. If next time you have a calculator, you don't use calculator, you pass your calculator to me, okay? I will confiscate your calculator. Are you clear? Are you clear? What's the rule? Cannot refer. Close your eye. Repeat.
Well,
Bell can.
I am looking at this way.
Oh, you better look at that way. Okay, good. Lie.
If you times or divide negative number, you must switch or reverse the sign.
Can you give me a more smooth speech?
When you times
Never mind, you
or
organize your thoughts first. Give me a smooth statement, okay? I don't want that. When you're ready, let me know.
when you times or divide negative number, you need to switch or reverse the sign.
Very good. Okay, good. So now go back to the question. So I think 5b and 5d. I think 5d you make a mistake. 5b I think is easy. 5b is 5x over 75. So you divide by 5 here, right? So you divide by 5 over there, you get you divide by 5, right? So you divide by a positive number. Do you need to switch you need to switch the sign?
No.
No need. Okay, good. So divide by 5, so you get 15. So the answer is x bigger than 15. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. In fact, they have one more step here. They ask you to represent it, right? Did you represent it or not?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let me just go through this representing. So number 1, I draw out the number line. So the number line should have a... Okay, I don't need to have this. A number line means this is a number line, right?
Yeah.
So once I have a number line, so I have a 15, right? So I point the 15 out first. So when I write down the 15, I always write down the left side number and then the right side number. So what's the left side number? 14, and then the right side is 16, right?
Yeah.
So once you have this, then you ask yourself, this is what? Is 15 included or not?
Yeah.
Is 15 included? If it's included, what happened?
It's the hollow.
Included means hollow. Okay. Included means solid. It makes sense, ma. This one means hollow means not included, like empty, ma, not included. So you see, once again, it's better for you. Okay, can I ask you, after this lesson, you go home about, I don't know, 7 o'clock. Do you have anything?
I need to finish up history homework.
No, I ask you, after today, 7 o'clock, do you have anything?
7 o'clock. No.
Okay, you don't have anything? Can you go back, watch the video at, I don't know, at a comfortable speed? Note down all the important concepts. It's like included means solid, not included means hollow. Okay? So I hope every Saturday you come to my house for lesson. Go back for the next 1 hour. Please rewatch the recorded video and then note down all the important concepts. Are you clear? Are you clear? Okay. So is 15 included? The answer is yes. Yes. So included means solid dot. Okay. Bigger means left or right. Arrow left or right.
Right.
It's bigger, right? So it's right. So just go to the right. Did you repeat? So basically you have to show this. Did you show this?
Yeah, I drew the number. It's
Okay, why I say you are not doing the right thing here. Let me tell you why you're not doing the right thing. How do you represent x equals to 15? Draw the number line. Right? Note down 15. Did you write down 14 and 16 or not?
yeah.
Okay, good. How do you represent 15? Is 15 included here? Is 15 included?
Yes.
So included, so how?
It's a solid.
Solid dot, right? Do you need to go left and right in this case?
Yeah.
Equal.
No.
No. So that's it. So x equal to 15. This is how you, this and, okay, that means I don't need to show this. I also don't need to show this. So if you want to represent x equal to 15, this is the figure. You are doing what? You are doing what? You compare mine to yours. You are doing what you are doing. What your diagram shows. You are doing equal, right?
Yeah.
When you have bigger or smaller, you have to show the
The
arrow. Can you see the two? Can you see a difference or not now? Can you go back and watch this and then note down something? Let me show you the last question before we take a break. So you have this minus 9x. So how do you get to x?
divide by negative 9.
So you divide by negative 9, so that means you divide or times negative number, you have to switch first. Okay, so what you get? You get 8 over 9. Do you use a calculator?
Which question is
Last one.
it? Yeah.
Okay, you didn't switch the sign. That's why you are wrong. You know why you need to switch the sign, right? Because you divide by a negative number. So you switch the sign, so the next step is number line. So 8 over 9. So before 8 over 9, what is that? 7 over 9. After 8 over 9 is 9 over 9, right?
Yeah.
9 over 9 is 1. Okay? So now, ask yourself, is 8 over 9 included?
No.
So not included, so hollow or solid? Very good, so I put it on top. Left or right? Left or right? Left, okay, good. Done. So you are supposed to show this thing. Are you clear? This. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope you go back and watch this recorded video, because this recorded video consists of smaller, equal, and bigger unequal. Are you clear? Okay, good. You can. By the way, I split the lesson into first half and second half, so I can, you know, right? Okay, good. So let's have a brief break.